am Sue Webley. Welcome to another episode of Inspire. Welcome. Good morning, one and all. It is so good to be here with you on this Saturday morning. Let me fix my background because I want y'all to see what's behind me. Listen, we all family here. So let me just go ahead and fix this while I am chatting with you. Welcome to another episode of Inspire. I see you coming in all over social media, and I am glad that you are here. I'm really excited about today's show and our guest. But before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that I am welcoming all of you, especially those on Instagram. Hey, so you see me looking like this? Hey, Instagram. Hey. So if you just stumbled upon this broadcast, you don't know who I am and what Inspire is about. I am Sue A. Webley. I am your host. I'm an author, producer, an award-winning minister, and entrepreneur. And I believe in the power of words, wisdom, and witness. And so that is what Inspire is all about. Each Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, we host space for honest, thoughtful, and often transformative conversations with guests from all walks of life, entrepreneurs, artists, thought leaders, organizers, and everyday people who are living boldly and authentically. And we explore together topics that matter, from mental health and identity to faith, business, justice, creativity, and healing. So whether we're spotlighting community leaders or celebrating personal triumphs, Inspire is rooted in the power of story and the belief that when we speak our truth, we light the way for others. We are live right now on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and on Instagram. And so I want to invite you to connect, follow, like, and subscribe. If you've been following me on Cara Solutions LLC, which is my company, thank you so much. When we first started Inspire a couple years ago, we were on the Cara Solutions LLC, but we are building out the Inspire with CW brand. And so I'm going to invite you to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Inspire with CW. You can also head over to our website at www.getinspired.live. There you can find out all about the show. You can watch all of our previous episodes, and you can subscribe to our newsletter. We don't want you to miss anything that's happening with Inspire, and so we want to invite you to subscribe. But before we go any further, what you sipping on? I know I'm going to ask Shanita this when she comes, but what are you sipping on this morning? Hey, listen, my sister is here. Good morning, Trisha. Thank you for joining us. What you sipping on? What you got in your cup? Well, shout out. First of all, I'm going to do two shout outs. First, a shout out to we are the 92%. We trust in Black women, or in Black women we trust. However you read it, we still trust in Black women. And so I have coffee in my cup. It is decaf. Y'all, so if you've been following me, hanging with me for the last couple of years, you know, like I'm a full caffeine girl, but caffeine don't love me the way I love caffeine. So it's decaf in my cup, of course, with some almond milk creamer. So let me know what you're sipping on, what you're sipping on, and where you are calling from. So if you're sipping on water, tea, coffee, orange juice, a smoothie. If you just woken up and you haven't started sipping on anything yet, let me know that too. I want to know where you are hanging out with us from. So you could go ahead and just put that in the chat. You can put it in the chat over on Instagram, and you could pop it in the chat in the comments here. And listen, I want to shout y'all out. So I won't know that who you are that's viewing unless you shout something out in the comments. I want to shout you out. I want to let you know I see you this morning. Okay. So put something in the chat so I can talk back to you. And I also want you to talk back to our guest today when we get into our conversation. So before all of that, it is can y'all believe it's August? It's August, y'all. This year has gone by so quickly. I think the older you get, the quicker the year goes by. But August is also National Wellness Month. I don't know if everybody knew that. It's National Wellness Month. And so I want to pause and kind of hold space for that. Not even just as a host, not even as all of who I am, but just as me, right? Because if I am being honest with y'all, wellness is an area where I know that I can do better. And I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm not alone in that area, right? I pour, as many of us, especially Black women, right? We pour into a lot of people. And so I sometimes forget to give that same level of care and compassion to myself. Again, I know someone watching today can relate. And so it really isn't that I don't believe in rest, boundaries, and self-love. Like I believe in all of that, right? But I've also internalized this idea that being well is something I will get to eventually, right? After the emails, after the emails are sent, after the project is done, after I made sure that everybody else is okay. But what I've learned is over the years as an entrepreneur, is that type of living, that type of rhythm is not sustainable. It is not sustainable, and it leads right to burnout. It leads right to burnout. So wellness isn't a reward for working hard. It's not something that we have to earn, because real wellness is about asking yourself certain questions, like mental wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, right? It's the type that asks questions: am I at peace? Am I at peace? Am I supported? Do I feel supported by my village? Do I feel supported by the people who are around me? Do I feel safe? Do I feel safe in my body? Do I feel safe? Right? And so again, for many of us, especially Black women, I will add Black and brown folks, right? Especially those of us who are caregivers, mamas, right? The aunties, the healers, the community builders. We've been conditioned to equate productivity with worth, and to wear exhaustion like a badge of honor, and to ignore our needs until something in us breaks, right? Because our body will do it. Our body will shut us down when we're doing too much. But I want to remind you today that burnout is not your birthright, right? Wellness is not a reward that any of us have to earn. It's our right, my friends, to be whole. It's our right to take up space. It is our right to rest. It is our right to be well. So this month, I'm inviting us to stop asking, what more can I do? And start asking, what do I need to feel nourished, grounded, and safe? And so let's all redefine wellness, not as something we chase, but as something we proclaim. Proclaim and reclaim. All right. So let's get into today's show. I see you coming in. Hey, Alice. Oh my goodness. Shanita's mom is on. Welcome, Mrs. Brown. Thank you for joining us today. You're sipping on some ginger. Come on, ginger ale. Sipping on some ginger ale. Tanya Lorraine. Okay. Come on, happy birthday month. I hope that you are celebrating the entire month. Don't just wait until the day, okay? Celebrate the entire month. Wellness is very important because burnout is real. Yes, it is. I've been burned out so many times. And so wellness is listen, we cannot pour from an empty well. I know many of us have heard that statement a lot. If we don't have anything left, we can't give to anyone else. And I often say that the divine, so if you believe in God, the divine, whoever, God does not want us to give ourselves into a deficit, right? There should always be something left over for us. Okay? Always be something left over. All right, Tasha, is it the same Tasha? Okay, I'm sipping coffee with caffeine. Tasha A14 on Instagram. Listen to me. Listen, I'm just going to live vicariously through you, okay? All right, thank you for sipping some coffee with caffeine. I'm going to take that. That's in my honor. Thank you. Keita is on. Listen, that's the other shout out. Lakita is on. Let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about Lakita. I promise I'm getting ready to get to a guest, but let me tell you about Keita, okay? My good sis. First of all, this is one of her designs, Faith It Till You Make It. She did this on behalf of the Sankofa Faith Children's Initiative, of which I am an assistant director. This is one of the t-shirts that she makes, but she is, listen, if you need anything marketing, she is a genius. Brilliant. Right? Brilliant in the area of marketing. And we're so glad that she is here. And she is, I reached out to her. I said, Keita, I need a guest. I need a guest for this Saturday. And it was going to be her. And I was like, I really want to save her for my other podcast. And listen, she introduced, she said Shanita, and then she sent me her information. And I said, absolute yes. And so we thank God for Keita. Hey, Jamal, Black Men Too. Absolutely, Jamal. And we're gonna have a show about that because we do really center on Black women when it comes to rest and when it comes to wellness. But we really don't talk about our brothers enough, right? Yes, you do burn yourself out too, and so we're definitely going to talk about that. My mom is on. Hi, Mom. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're going to get into our conversation because y'all waited long enough. I am so honored to present to you Shanita Brown. She is a woman whose heart and hands are doing sacred work on behalf of a community that is often overlooked, and that is our elders, our griots, right? Shanita Brown is the founder of SSB Creations, A Gift of Love, a nonprofit organization dedicated to enriching the lives of senior citizens through connection, compassion, and care. From organizing community gatherings and recreational activities to advocating for dignity, independence, and wellness in aging, Shanita is showing us what it looks like to love people well through every season of life. Her mission is rooted in joy. Her work is rooted in justice. And today she is here to share her journey, her vision, and the ways A Gift of Love is creating spaces where our elders are seen, valued, and supported. So get comfortable, y'all. Grab whatever you are sipping on. And as we get ready to welcome Shanita, let's take a look at her. I
just wanted to come here to talk to you about the issue with the discontinued bus stop and how it has affected your seniors here at the building.
So you know where our property sits. Mm-hmm. Sits right off of 7th Maryland Avenue. So our seniors have to go down there to catch the bus. And the balance down there is horrible. So they don't even want to go down there and catch it. Uh-huh. So with them having the ability not to go straight here to the bus stop, it's just a disadvantage to them. And it makes them feel unsafe.
It does. How will us getting the petition out to your seniors help with WMATA possibly reinstating the bus stop back in front of the community?
I think that'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. And we do have a lot of seniors that come down to the office to speak about possibly getting something or a shuttle bus that comes directly to the building. Okay. And essentially that was their shuttle bus.
Right.
Good morning, Shanita. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
It is so good to have you. And again, the when I read up on the organization, the amazing work that the organization is doing, I'm like, yes, she is a good fit for Inspire. These are the conversations that we like to have. Before we get into our chat, what are you sipping on this morning, Shanita?
So I have some tea because we about to get into some tea about ego.
Okay, all right. What kind of tea are you drinking?
Lemon echinacea. I think I said that right.
Lemon echinacea. Okay, so is it something that you yourself, or is it
No, it's just
one of
something
the?
I found in the grocery store.
Okay, all right, all right. I gotta try that out. So I was just say, we're from Yard, we're from Jamaica, and so we grew up on tea. We grew up on tea. Of course, our tea had carnation milk or something in it. It had to have some milk in there. The British way. But my mom she loves teas, and for those of you who are trying to get off coffee, dandelion root tea is really really good. All
I
right.
heard. I
Yes,
heard.
yes. So
So
my
now I'm gonna
mom
try
turned me on to some dandelion root tea. I'm not there yet, Mom. Sorry. I gotta have the coffee. Right.
You
We
take
thank God
yourself
for the
with
coffee.
the decaf coffee.
I need that taste. I need the taste. So my mind is like, yeah, it's really doing something, but it is decaf. It is decaf. So thank you again. Let's get into our conversation. Let's talk about what inspired you, right? Your organization has such a beautiful name and the mission. And so and as well as all of our listeners, would love to hear the story behind it. So, what inspired you to create a gift of love? And when did you know that it was your calling?
In 2014, I lost my job, and at that moment, I felt like God called me to give back some type of way. So I called my mom and was like, "Mom, I had this idea that I want to do." And she was like, "What is it, baby?" And I said, "I want to go to Clinton Nursing Facility and pass out free blankets and socks to all of the residents." So she was like, "Okay, come on, let's go. Let's do it." So I called in my community, asked everyone to donate free blankets and free socks. And me and my team went to the nursing facility and passed out over 500 free blankets, socks, toiletries, pajamas, everything that you can think of. And after making that visit, I made a promise that I was going to do this every year. And I did it specifically during the holiday season. It was during Christmas. And I picked that season because one, a lot of people put their families in these nursing homes and they forget about them. And two, who doesn't want presents during the Christmas season? So this was my way of giving back to them, even in the midst of me being unemployed and not knowing how I'm gonna pay my own bills. God called me to do that. And every year since 2014, I did that up until COVID hit. So we had to take a stop. And then we started it back up.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is where Gift of Love came from.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. A lot of people talk about serving their community, and you're doing a great work in the community, but you've chosen to center that work around our elders. So, and our elders are often forgotten, right? Often pushed aside, often isolated. Why elders? Why are seniors so important to you personally?
Because of my two grandmothers. So anyone that knows me know how I feel about my two grandmothers. They are the most phenomenal women in my life. I have an 86-year-old grandmother who is one of the feistiest ones out there. And then I have another 80-year-old grandmother. So the relationship I have with them and the joy I get or the joy they get when I just take time out of my day just to spend time with them, I knew that doing this work, it would mean something else to someone else, grandmother or grandfather or the elderly period. So that's why I chose the seniors population.
Thank you, because that truly is a calling, right? That truly is a calling to work with our elders. And I know that in your work you've seen some things, right? You've seen some challenges, aging in especially in this society. right? Especially in this country. Let me just put it there, especially in this country, right? Because other places they know how to take care of their elders, right? They lift their elders up. They really support them. So aging in this society really comes with a lot of barriers, and I mentioned before isolation, but it also comes with financial insecurity and other things, right? What are some of the challenges that you're seeing up close in this work? And can you tell us some of the ways that a gift of love shows up to meet them?
Yeah, so the seniors face a lot of challenges. Like you mentioned, financial burdens, depression, and loneliness is one of the top things that they suffer from. That leads to memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's, health declining, independence. They lose their sense of independency, and most importantly, elder abuse. People feel that they can get over on our elders, and a lot of times our elders fall victim to a lot of financial abuse, whether it's family, whether it's scammers, anything that you can think of. And then with today's society, a lot of the crime is going up. So that's why AGO has started the Silent Scars campaign that focuses on extortion. There are a lot of seniors, as I just made a video not too long ago, how a scammer called me trying to extort money, and I know they're calling seniors and extorting money as well. It's been reported that over $1.2 billion was extorted from senior citizens in 2023. 1.2 billion. That is ridiculous.
Yeah. Thinking about those scams, right? So many of our elders, we've advanced a lot in technology.
We have.
Right? And scammers find many different ways to access your information, and they know how to prey on the most vulnerable, right? And some of our elders really aren't. I don't want to use the word ignorant, right? Because if I use the word ignorant, I'm not using it in a bad way.
That's right.
Okay, I'm not using it in a bad way, but we don't really take the time to kind of sit with our elders and say, if you get this phone call, if this person is asking for money, if they say you have to click this link, don't do it.
Yeah.
Right. Especially if they're in your family, call me. Call me before you do anything else, right? Before you do anything else. And so we'll navigate this thing together. And it is so disheartening to know, those statistics that you raised. And I can only imagine how that has spiked over the last couple of years, right? So thank you so much for sharing that. If you are just joining us, y'all, hanging out on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and on YouTube, we are in conversation with the amazing Shanita Brown. She is the founder of A Gift of Love, an amazing nonprofit organization that's doing necessary work for our elders. If you have a question or a comment for Shanita, please go ahead and post it in the chat. Same with Instagram. Hey, y'all, post it in that chat so I can go ahead and make sure that Shanita has the opportunity to respond to those questions or comments before our time together is up today. So the values of your organization, I love that the mission for A Gift of Love isn't just about, these are the services that we provide.
Right.
It's also about values. It's about dignity and independence and empowerment. And so during the time that you've been working, doing work in community with through A Gift of Love, can you think about a time when those values kind of really came to life in a powerful way?
Sure. So actually, this was a couple months ago. Back in April, I had a senior call me in distress, and it immediately broke my heart. She was hit with a $3,000 rental bill from her senior building company. So they work on vouchers where if you work, you pay a percentage. If you don't work, you can live there for free. So she did all of her necessary paperwork that she was supposed to do. So she called me in distress and was like, Miss Brown, I need your help. I was hit with this $3,000 bill. I did all my proper filings. I did everything I was supposed to do. That day, I was actually working from home, and I rushed over to her home. I had to sit down with her, read through all of the emails that she went through her ledger of the payments that she was making. And I got on the phone call and just started making phone calls. I contacted my board members, let them know that I have this senior that's in distress. She needs rental assistance. And we were able to give her a portion of that rental bill to go with it. And to this day, I talk to this woman at least once every 2 weeks. And I always say, that's my girl. I'd be like, Miss Miller, you my girl. So shout out to Miss Miller for calling me. It was in that moment where she felt like she lost her independency. She was depressed. She had to use all of her savings that she had to pay a large portion of her bill. It was the emotional harm that she was going through at that time, where she felt that no one was there to help her. And then she quoted, I'm gonna quote her, she said, "You are God sent." Like, I prayed about it. I seen your ad on a news clip on Facebook, and she reached out to one of my partners, and my partner called me and was like, "Shanita, this person needs you." And when I came to her home, she was like, "You are so God sent." So it was in that moment that I knew I was in the right line of work, and I knew I need to do this.
Yes,
She's
yes.
not the only one.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that story. You've been doing this work. One of the things actually that I've noticed, kind of like looking on your website, checking out your social media, is that you create like these joyful spaces, right? Spaces for connection and not just care, because that's two
Yes.
different things, right? For connection. So why would you say that kind of social engagement is so important, especially for our elders?
Well, community is important to me. Always have been. So having these events and these connections for these seniors, because they suffer from depression and loneliness. A lot of them are in these senior buildings, and they have different activities like health and wellness day and things of that sort that they don't participate in. So when I come along, it's my way of letting them know that, hey, it's okay to come outside and connect with your peers, connect with your friends, because these are your friends. You're in this home. So I come to these senior events, and I've done a spring fling. I have done a senior holiday party, just to show them, to bring them the experience to them, to make them feel alive again. To get out your home, put on your clothes, get pretty, put your lipstick on and your pearls and your dress and your tie. I have given away free jewelry and neckties during Easter, just to make you feel good, to get out of your home and have fun, even if it's for a couple hours. And when I tell you those type of events are a hit, they're begging me to come back. Wow. All the time. Like, when are you coming back? Because they see that these type of events it's not nothing short term. It's not nothing short time where it's about an hour. No, I bring the entire experience to them for about 3-4 hours. We eat good, we laugh, we play musical bingo. I bring in different entertainment. They get up and they move your body. Let's have fun. So that's why I do them, just to bring them to their faces. That's why I do.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's so important. Dr. Jamie, my dear sister, thank you for joining us. She says thank you for your work. So we all thank you. We all thank you for your work, especially for those elders who are in, I guess, senior homes, right? Who are living in those types of communities or buildings. Many of them just kind of been put there. And forgotten, right? For whatever reason, right? Family moves away, they're there and they're alone. And so connection is so vitally important. When you feel like you're connected to someone else, that helps in your living, That
Yeah.
helps in like, yeah, I want to live. Can you imagine this being, isolated all the time, nobody reaching out to you, no one checking on you? You
Mhm.
really feel, you begin to feel like no one cares about you. So
Yes.
why live?
Yeah.
Right? It's really easy to get into that space. So thank you again for the work that you're doing. We're going to take a quick break for some housekeeping, and then we'll be back with more conversation with Shanita Brown. Thank you all for joining us again. I'm going to invite you once more to connect, follow, like, and subscribe. We are an Inspired with Sue W on Facebook and on Instagram. More platforms coming soon. If you want to follow Cara Solutions LLC, if you haven't already done so, just look for Cara Solutions LLC. You'll find it. Follow us all over social media. If you want to follow me directly, I am Sue A. Webley everywhere. Sue A. Webley everywhere, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on TikTok, everywhere. So if you want to follow me personally, you can do that. But I also invite you to head over to our website at www.getinspired.live. Again, you can watch all of our previous episodes. You can subscribe to our newsletter. We don't want you to miss anything that's happening with Inspire. And so we invite you to do just that. Are you or someone you know on a mission to create change while inspiring others to do the same? Well, we want to hear from you, right? I want you to join me, sit across from me in this virtual space for a conversation. Again, you can head over to our website at www.getinspired.live. You can book your appearance right in our website. So hit the Be Our Guest tab and fill out that information, and a member of our team will get back to you and schedule your interview. The Overflow. I want you to check out The Overflow. It's my weekly reflection series where we kind of keep the conversation going. After each episode of Inspire, it's where I unpack the powerful wisdom shared by our guests and dive a little deeper into the themes that we are still sitting with. Again, that's on our website too. Just click on The Overflow to read or to listen, right, to some of my reflections, and also to read the accompanying blog. Dying to talk. Listen, I'm so excited about it. I'm glad that it's coming back. Shout out to Letitia, Letitia Battle is the host of Dying to Talk, and I affectionately call her my podcast mentee. So we want you to go ahead on Spotify and everywhere you can find podcasting to take a listen to Dying to Talk. It's a podcast that reminds us the real treasure is being alive. And so in each episode, the teacher opens up, and of course with her guests, opens up space for honest, healing conversations about life, death, grief, and legacy. And she tackles through the tough stuff, things most people avoid talking about, but she does it with so much heart and reflection and purpose. So please, I invite you to support this powerful voice and make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you share, and keep the conversation going, because we are all dying to talk about something. And I do this every episode, every Saturday that I'm on. And I saw you, my dear sibling Yanni, that you were on. I hope you're still here. Thank you for joining us. Listen, our sibling in community needs a kidney. Okay. And we're going to share this every single time that we air until she gets one. So some of you may know her as just Yanni. Some of you may know her as the Peace Pastor. And Reverend Yanni, however you know Yanni, she needs a kidney donor. She's in search of potential donors who are fairly healthy, have the blood types A or O, and the courage to commit to surgery and help save her life. And she would love to share the safety measures with you. I will add that if you are someone who's connected to an organization or resources that will be able to help Yanni, please let us know. Please inbox us and let us know so that we can get that information to her. If you want to reach out to her directly, her and her family, you can email peacepeopleinc@gmail.com, peacepeopleinc@gmail.com, again, to contact Yanni and her family directly, or you can head over to emerylivingdonor.org. You can fill out that survey and enter her name Ayana Davis. That is it for our announcements. We're going to get back into some more conversation with Shanita. Listen, I saw that. I'm like, yep, that's gonna be the transition to the.
Girl, you got me over here teary-eyed. The first two picks were my grandmother's and my great aunt. So that's the feisty 86-year-old Rosie, and then the second one is my Aunt Shirley and my other grandmother Erlene.
Oh, well, we're so grateful. Thank you, Mama Shirley. Is it what's her name again?
Erlene and Rosie and Shirley.
Yes. Thank you, our dear elders, for imparting all of what you imparted into Shanita, which has helped to empower her to do this work. Hey, Bishop Bonnie, it's so good to see you. Good morning. MIT Nala, good morning, sibling. Good morning to you. Chuck Hunt checking in from Monroe, Louisiana. Good morning to you. Thank you all for joining us. And again, those of you who are joining us on Instagram, we so appreciate your support of Inspire. So let's keep on going. So we know that this work that you're doing in the nonprofit space, right, is not for the faint of heart, right? It can be exhausting emotionally and financially. And so what is it that you would say, Shanita, keeps you grounded when the weight of it feels heavy?
My son name is Creed. He has sickle cell disease, and I want him to see the value in giving back to the community and respecting your elders. So this is why I do what I do, especially my grandmothers. This is my way of honoring them, honoring their legacy, and having them be able to witness this live and in color while they're still here with me.
Yeah.
Those are my inspirations.
Yes. Hey, Creed. Thank you. We're so grateful for Creed.
We love you, Creed.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So one of the things that I talked about last week, we came back after 2 months last week during last week's episode, and I talked about this one big beautiful bill that's anything but beautiful.
That part.
Okay. So really, it sounds beautiful on the surface, right? One of the things that they're kind of pushing is like, oh, seniors will have tax breaks, tax benefits. But on the other end, we know that SNAP, Medicare, Medicaid, healthcare funding, all of that is being gutted, right? So how do you see this legislation, this bill that has been signed into law, right? What are some of the other than what I already mentioned, what are some of the ways that this big beautiful bill will impact our elders, and what do you think, or what do you believe your organization can do to kind of cushion the blow?
Well, although the bill offers some tax relief for our seniors, but those cuts in SNAP, Medicaid, and healthcare funding, it will not offset the help that is needed for these vital resources for our seniors. The increase in groceries alone is ridiculous. The healthcare for everyone is hard, but our seniors and our ancestors are the ones that made this land. Like, I think this is crazy. They are the ones who made the sacrifices for people like the president to even be in the office and pass these bills. So how dare you make these cuts? Not one, realizing you also going to be an elder, and it's going to affect you, the same law that you put into place. So seniors and the financial impact that it will have on them is truly heartbreaking. And one of my first goal in the near future is to have seniors to be recipients of SNAP. They work hard They have worked hard. It's still seniors out here to this day that still is working, that is on a fixed income. They worked hard to be where they are. So one of my goals is to get SNAP to all of our seniors. When you at that retirement age, you should qualify for SNAP benefits. I'm hoping that that will be some type of financial relief because groceries is not going down.
Right.
We can't go buy $1.25 milk anymore. Eggs is $10.
Yeah.
And my family want me to keep making double eggs. Eggs cost too much. So I need the seniors to at least get at least SNAP benefits. And then not to mention now we have to pay for bags at the grocery store. Why are we paying 10 cents a bag? Seniors should not have to pay that. Like, I feel strongly about seniors have paved the way for us to be where we are. And we need to just, some things just should be free and it should not affect them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really important to think about. And I what's coming up for me is community, right? Us really leaning into taking care of each
Yes.
other because we know how to do it. This isn't the first time that legislation, a bill, or whatever has been passed that impacts us, that impacts vulnerable communities in general, but really impacts us as a people. It's not the first time, so we know how to survive. Last week, D. Borden, he said, we don't just know how to survive, we know how to thrive, right? Even in the most difficult times. I hate that we have to go through so much in order to do it, right? But it is our reality. And the reality is we know how to take care of each other. And so whatever you can find, and I know we're going to talk later about how people can support your organization, but whatever you can find in your hands to do it, right? You may not be called to march at the front lines, but you can make a phone call, you can make a sandwich, you can check in on someone. Sometimes that's all it is.
That's all it takes. It's just to make a phone call.
So, I'm thinking about, and if my mom is still watching, back in the day, they did susus. Right? And so, listen, we need to bring the susus back. Okay. Right? Everybody put a little money, you get a group, and you put money in, and every week somebody gets that pot.
Yeah.
We find a way to take care of each other. And so that is really what we have to lean into again in order for us to get through what's happening in this country. Something that I could not imagine in my lifetime ever seeing take place in America. Right? And so, that is disheartening. But again, we know how to take care of each other. I see a question. I'm going to make sure I get to that. If you have a question or comment for Shanita, please post it. I want to be able to have her respond to that question or comment before we end our time together today. I'm just going to go ahead and check Instagram right quick. I don't want to miss what you're posting. So we talk about legacy, and I know, I know even Creed, right, will be part of your legacy. How do you want this organization? What are your hopes and dreams for A Gift of Love? How do you want it to be remembered?
I want AGOL to be remembered as a place where aging adults feel young again, like a place like heaven on earth, a place where they feel alive, a place where they're smiling, a place just feel young again. That's what I want AGOL to be remembered as.
Yeah. And that is a beautiful dream. That is a beautiful goal. Thank you for sharing that. So again, as I mentioned earlier when we began, it is National Wellness Month. August is National Wellness Month. And so, your work is rooted in compassion and community, and you give so much of yourself. You give so much of yourself to this work. You pour so much into others. How do you take care of you? How do you take care of you? How do you pour back into you? What does wellness look like for you, and what does care look like for you, especially because you are a caregiver and a leader?
I have one word:
prayer. Because big God, I talk to this man all day, every day. And how he answering the prayers that I'm asking is mind blowing to me. Like I said, I started this in 2014 in the midst of me not having a job for myself, not knowing when I was going to be able to pay my rent. Big God just shows up. And I'm the type of person who feels joy when I'm able to have fun in the community and bring community and connection together. You just never know what people are going through at home. So for wellness for me is taking a walk with my headphones by myself. I love walking and jogging outside. I hate the winter months because I can't go outside and walk and jog. I even go outside when it's 90 degrees outside, and that's how I take care of me. That's my alone time where I'm able to talk to God and hear him clearly, even through the headphones when I'm listening to my trap music while I'm on my walk. But that's my time of pouring back into me so I can continue to pour back out into others.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Bishop Bonnie says, I must admit, I'm a senior, and yes, I want to feel younger.
Come on.
Thank you, Bishop Bonnie. So we had a question on the floor. Okay, so Games, hey Games Ashton asks, how can the community donate or volunteer at A Gift of Love?
Oh, you can go onto my website, which is www.ssb-agiftoflove.org. And there is a donation link that is on the website.
Thank you. And so Candy has posted that there is, she's inviting us to help sponsor a senior for your upcoming event. So tell us about the Golden Year Soiree.
Shout out to my family that is on the live to make sure I am on point. So yes, on September 7th, I am having a Golden Years soiree. And I specifically picked this day because September 7th is National Grandparents Day. So the Golden Years soiree is an event that I'm having that is absolutely free for our senior citizens. It's going to be here in PG County. The registration is up on my website as well. However, in order for this event to be free, I need the community to donate. Please donate. Sponsor a senior. I'm asking for the sponsor a senior is $65. If you can donate more, or if you don't have to donate and you have to do less, I accept it. No amount is too big or too small. But in order for me to have this grand grandparents Golden Year soiree, I need the community to help me give back to our elders.
Yes, I wish I had that. I'm going to put a banner up with the website. I wish I had the flyer. Keita, send me that real quick so I could throw it up.
Yes, please.
So I could at least.
And for all the seniors are watching, yes, it's free for you guys. Put on your Sunday's best. That's why I chose Sunday, because as soon as you get out of church, come party with me.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so that the website is scrolling at the bottom. So Keita, if you could send me that flyer, that graphic. I see it on the website. I was trying to kind of download it and save it myself, but it won't let me.
Oh.
It won't let me do it. But I'll be sure also to post it on our social media pages as well. If we don't get a chance to show it before we sign off for the day. I know you talked about your grandparents. Mm-hmm. Who else? I was gonna say who else is another senior, but can you name some of the other seniors who inspires you to do the work that you do?
My great aunts, Shirley, as mentioned, and my other great aunt, Pam. My mom, she's not quite a senior, but she's aging up there. My mom, my godmother, another one that's not quite a senior. And actually one of my board members, her name is Miss Margaret. So those are the ones that inspired me. My grandmothers, my great aunts, especially my mom. That is my right hand next to God. She on my left, God on my right.
Listen, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't get it yet, Keita. All right. I'm going to make sure that it is posted on our social media because we want as many people to support you, to support
Yes.
this work that you are doing. It is vital work. We're so grateful that you are doing it. For someone who desires to get into the nonprofit space or desires to do the type of work that you're doing, whatever advice would you have for them?
Do your research. Surround yourself with the right people who are mission driven, who align with your mission. Don't rely on your friends, don't rely on your family to support you. Ask God to connect you with the right people, the right circle to take you where you want to go. And pray,
Yes.
because you need a lot of prayer running this by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful, wonderful advice.
Days you're going to be by yourself.
Yeah. Listen, if you can volunteer, y'all, those who are watching, please do so. Where are you located again?
I am located in District Heights, Maryland. So, yes, I am calling for volunteers. That is also on my website as well. Fill out the volunteer intake form. You can also follow me on social media at SSB Creations _AGOL, AGOL. And my website is www.ssb-agiftoflove.org.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today, Shanita. I have put that website inside of the chat. Thank you, Tasha. I think you answered the question. She said, how can we help you help the elderly? But definitely, I know that those donations and volunteering
Yes.
will absolutely be a benefit, be a help to your organization. And I don't know if you are doing anything in the area of pen pals, but I'm thinking that that's also a way that people who are not in the Maryland area can help support you. Just a letter.
Yeah. I actually did so every year for my birthday is April 19th. So every year for my birthday, I geared to do some type of initiative for seniors. So this past birthday, which was my 40th birthday, I did a Letters to Elders initiative where I had the community handwrite letters, not type. I need you to handwrite letters. And I went to different nursing facilities and pass them out. And I still have some where I carry with me. And if I see a senior, I would just give them an envelope. I don't know what's inside of the letters, but I have watched and seen the elders open the letter and it brings tears to their eyes. And they like, well, who is this person? I'm like, just someone to just show you some love.
Yeah. Thank you. So, I'm filling in space because I really wanted to show the flyer. Thank you, Keita. So the Golden Years Soiree. I love this graphic. Golden Years Soiree. Thank you. A Grandparents' Day celebration. Thank you for reminding us that it is Grandparents' Day on September 7th, because a lot of people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that. And wear your Sunday's best.
Yes, Sunday's best. You should already have it on when you come out of church.
And whatever that best is.
Yes, right? Whatever the best is.
One person's best might be whatever that best is.
I'm gonna say, come as you are.
Yeah.
Come as you are. Come as you are.
All right. Thank you all for joining us today, Shanita. Thank you for reminding us that love is not just a word, it's an action. Thank you for showing us that honoring our elders is not only a responsibility, but also a privilege, right? And thank you for leading with such grace and such compassion. And to those of you watching, if this conversation moved you, inspired you, or made you think about how we care for the elders in our lives, don't let that feeling stop there. Reach out, show up, and support the work. So whether it's through a gift of love or through your own local community, we all have a part to play in making sure that our elders are not forgotten. And so until next time, as you think about the ways that you can do the work, I want you to stay lifted. I want you to stay motivated, but most of all, I want you to stay inspired. We'll see you again next week.